Hello,
Hello,
Eka.
Eka.
Welcome.
Wow. Hi.
Hi. Hello,
Hi.
FA. Welcome.
Hello, ladies.
Hello,
Hello.
Would you like a cup
Lorena.
of tea? Would you
I
like a
would
cup of
love
tea,
some,
please?
please.
Oh, right, darling.
Lady, I feel.
Loving it. Okay, play. This is a jam pack, so let's just go straight up. So therefore, this is before you done the intro, please. So let's just move on. Now, this is
Bridgerton Part 2.
Bridgerton Part 2. Please go watch the first episode that came out Tuesday to catch up here. But
Yes.
anyway, so where we left off was Eka was making a passionate plea or argument about having this ingredient called love in the marriage. And I am going to play devil's advocate here very strongly in the sense that I think, again, you don't know, and I'm going to use a very crude example, but
Okay.
how does a woman who marries as a virgin know that her husband is whack in bed? Like, how do you know that? You know what I'm saying? So for
Yeah.
me, I feel, or how do you know that? Well, okay, so you may not be enjoying, or you may not be feeling any enjoyment per se, right? But you may think that, okay, this is, I mean, you don't know any better, right? This is, I guess, what we're meant to just, put up with and go forward with. Same thing with the girls in this
Yeah.
series, right? If you don't know any better, no one told you about love, or they've downplayed love in the sense that, yo,
Yeah.
you
will find the love when you enter.
even if you don't find it safe, because I think in this series, one thing that was important was it was important for a man to be honorable. Now, honorable was not defined per se as faithfulness, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it would be frowned upon if he hits you. I feel like it would be frowned upon if he didn't provide for you, if he was
But
cheating
can
in
I
the
say
market square.
also, you said something about faithfulness, but Anthony, like that when Daphne, because he was saying that he knows that ugly guy will not, like, he was saying that he knows that ugly guy will not cheat on her. And that's why when they found out that he had a baby out of wedlock, then it was like, okay,
a
you're
big
cancelled.
thing.
So I think faithfulness to an extent also
No,
played
but
a
he
part
wasn't cancelled
for the
though.
guys.
He wasn't cancelled though. The marriage would still have held. What the issue was, he was ashamed of that
His
news
act.
coming out. So he now left town. So if he didn't leave town, he would have married Daphne.
No, but then they would have been able.
Now.
Yes, they would have used it as an excuse that I don't want you to marry my daughter, my sister.
Yeah, because of that.
Because of that, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also think there was also a part where they also said something about, I remember when she was picking a guy and he said that this owes money. You can't marry him who is not financially stable or something. So I was like, that makes sense.
So what I'm saying is that, like, they've defined what virtues are important. Do you get what I'm saying? For a marriage, which is a man that doesn't owe money, a man that doesn't have a baby, I guess, outside. Do you get what I'm saying? A man that can't provide.
Promiscuous.
Right, a man that can't provide. That's what has been defined, as what you need in a good marriage. And for a woman, it's a woman that's, is basically a virgin, and a woman that can take care of the, of the home more or less, and bear children. Because the working women were looked down upon. The modest, opera singer, they were all looked down upon. Do you get what I'm saying? So they all have what. So even as a man, because even Anthony, for example, was willing, but maybe you've not gotten there. Well, no, you'll have seen some of this in episode 4. He was willing to forgo his love for what was practical. A woman who understands society, who will not embarrass me in society, who can raise a kid, who can right. So they've all downplayed love in this society for both sides of the aisle. It's until you now step out and try to explore that you now realize that So back to the idea of so if they've all carried along without this love, why is it the end all be all? Because if you've chosen that you want a man that can provide, right? Why is that not enough to get you through those nights where you have to tolerate him? Why is love such a powerful or because money, like, we all do things, we all come to work on time because we're going to get paid. You get what I'm saying? Like, so money is a big motivating factor. So if you go into a marriage for money, this idea that it won't keep you there long term, I feel like it's just more of us just telling ourselves some good stories. You get it? Like many people have
But if we're
endured.
looking, yeah. Money, I mean, like, I think it depends on the person, but if we're looking historically, based even
Right.
things we see, things I've seen personally, money keeps a marriage going longer than love. That's a sad thing, because
Yeah.
the thing is, everything will come to an end. Even the love self that you're loving tomorrow, this person will say, "Look, I'm tired." Men, once they clock 40, there's this nonsense midlife, whether 40 or 45, and then they realize that the person. So everything has an end. So it depends. For me, the way I live my life is I live in the moment. So if it's money I'm marrying for, I'm enjoying that money until I'm comes and I'm out. If it's love I'm marrying for, then I'm enjoying I'm enjoying that love until uncle tells me that, look, I'm not sure. You come and tell me that you want to do threesome. If I don't cut you will do threesome with yourself. You're mad. But anyways, that's my
Wow.
own thing, Sha. Like, I think people just need to, like, it depends on what you want, because the thing is, as much as we want both, we pray God gives us both, right? But if you can't have both, then you pick what works for you at that time, because what you might want in your 20s is different from what you might want in your 30s. So for me, I just think, me or my own personal kidney is just, as life is coming and happening, just be taking it, yeah. I'm just be enjoying the moments, because everything that has a beginning has an end. The money will come and go, the love will come and go. So just enjoy what you want at that particular time, and
But
that's my
if you
own.
say it
So
that
can I
way,
ask a
then yeah,
question?
sorry,
Sorry.
maybe,
So
maybe
does
I will ask this, yeah.
yes, my own question is that, do you have a time where you stop loving your mother or your father? Do
No.
you have it? Yeah, that's because you said the love will come and go. That's why money will come and go. So if you don't, do you have a time where you
Mm.
stop loving your
Yes,
sibling?
actually, yes.
Do
Actually,
you
let,
have?
let me put back on that, please. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I
Because
wanted to say too, like, there's
yeah,
sometimes you okay, don't worry, don't
yeah, so
worry,
like
go.
maybe because I also feel like maternal, at least child to mother, maybe not mother to child,
It's
right? But child
different.
to mother, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
almost an obligation because of the service you were given.
Okay.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so
That's
So
what I
so
now,
think.
okay, taking it out of
yeah,
the maternal one, which is quite strong, which is
yeah.
that somebody gave birth to you, it's your mother, and would do you stop loving your sibling? Because the way you said come and go, it never comes back again. It
Hmm.
just goes. Does
No,
it
but
just go and
yeah,
never comes back?
It
but
can
but
come back. It can come back, but it's like, for example, if my mom, like when I was saying come and go, if I'm loving a man, right, and that man is messing, like, you can't, even my mother, you cannot be messing me up and expect me to love
thank
you.
you.
I
Yes.
will, what's
The
that
Mm-hmm.
word?
environment.
Like, I will, yeah, like, well, the people disown their parents. So I've
Yes.
seen it
Yes.
happen. Some parents, if
Mm-hmm.
you're toxic to my life, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said it has a beginning, because I won't. At the end of the day, you have to think of your own mental health, your own happiness. So if my
Yeah.
mom or my sister or my brother, you get, then I'm cutting them off. So it's the same way I'll cut off a husband or a boyfriend that is being
That is
stupid. That's why I
messing
said everything
around.
has a beginning and an end. Even if you don't
Yeah,
want it to end, it
It
might
will
have to
end.
happen, unfortunately.
and I
But
wonder
that's what I'm
if
saying. So even the money too.
and now that you said, I wonder if love can survive in a state of prolonged adversity. So we all know that life happens, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
Things happen.
yeah,
But if you are in a consistent state of endurance in your marriage, like the
Mm.
entire, like,
yeah.
can we say that you were in love from day one to day 100? You get what I'm saying? Because I think that what makes
Yeah,
good marriages work is that the downtime is not forever. Do you get what I'm saying? There
yeah.
are, ins and outs, right? But
Mm.
if you're in a case
Mm-hmm.
where like every term is a by God's grace to pay school fees,
Mm.
we're feeding by
Yeah.
by some by some miracle. Not that I'm not seeing you trying. Like, and
Mm,
I know a friend told me, right? I see you trying as my husband, but your trying is not really yielding
mm,
results. I
Results.
know
Yeah.
that it's not your
mm,
fault, but I'm getting resentful because it means that I can't leave what I'm doing now, even though I hate it, but I can't do it
mm,
because our what I bring in is our family's um stable points.
yeah.
You get what I'm
Mm.
saying? So can she do that for? So this is maybe a year in. She's not saying, maybe 6 months
Mm,
in. I'm with you, honey. I understand that it's not your fault, right? A year in,
mm.
like, I understand it's not your fault, but I'm tired too. You get what I'm
Mm.
saying? 10 years in, because
But can
again,
I
the,
say,
the
yeah, in
kids
a
has to
short,
eat.
yeah.
No, a year maybe,
Mm,
but again, she was trying to live where she was too.
Mm.
So it wasn't like
Oh,
that he
okay,
was,
okay,
yeah.
I
So
get.
she wasn't enjoying her current
So she
work.
felt trapped,
Situation.
basically.
Yeah, so basically I
Yeah.
can't do anything about it. And so for me, it's a case of 10 years down the line, because that show that we watch, Justice Courts, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
10 years in, I have to say, okay, the kids have to do what I have to do, but I'm not still
Do
in love
yeah.
with you. I married you for love, but there are too many challenges. Too many challenges now. So
Mm.
to me, I feel like can love really exist in a prolonged, because money can help you in a prolonged
Mm.
adversity. So
Yeah.
he's cheating, but I'm
Yeah.
living in Banana Island. It can help you. But can love do the same thing in a prolonged, as in, you get what I'm trying to say?
Me,
Mm.
my own issue here, and that's why I said, and I agreed with Ife when she said it depends on. And that's why I said it depends on your priorities, and Ife also said it that it
Yeah.
depends on what you want as an individual, right? Now,
Mm.
personally, I personally feel that as much as we are also saying that there's a what do you call it, a lot is put in this on this love thing, I don't even think a lot is put on love, because if a lot was put on love,
Mm.
you wouldn't find people in relationships that there is a lack of it and they are just managing. So I don't think
Yeah.
a lot of times people even marry for love self. I think a lot of people marry for
Yeah.
too many other things. I personally think
Mm-hmm.
getting into a marriage is a mixture of things. And for me personally, I would, I don't think I would ever in my life enter a relationship based on finance, simply because it will not hold water for me.
Are you
You
serious? Oh
understand?
my
Yeah,
god.
no,
Say more.
no, I can't, because as in,
Evan,
okay, the person is
off your
rich.
mic.
Yeah, I personally cannot do it just based on finance alone. There has to be something that tickles my fancy. If not, there's no need for us to
Mm.
go into the marriage aspect. Let's just cut. Let me just be your side piece. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
There's no need of me entering that level with you if I don't have more than finance. Now, my issue is we're only basing it on finance and love,
Yeah.
which are two things that there are more things to it, because at
Yeah,
least me,
so
my own is at least if you're entering, because I get when you people are saying that finance can take you longer than love. I don't think it can
mm.
take you longer than love. I think it depends on which one is going in and out. Why I say that is
Sorry.
because
Let, let
there
me let
are
me let me
still,
clarify, please. I said in
okay,
a period of prolonged adversity.
okay,
That's the key. So not that it's good today, it's bad tomorrow. No.
mm-hmm,
Love can survive that better. Do you get what I'm
yeah,
saying? But
yeah,
I'm saying that if your husband is not, but if somebody's husband is cheating, or from what I've
yeah,
seen in society, right?
yeah, yeah,
Many, in fact, let me not talk too much. Many rich men in Nigeria, we've seen many posts. You get what I'm saying?
yes,
Because they
yes,
are rich, can't stay faithful, and their women are still staying with them because they
mm,
find a lifestyle.
Mm.
You get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
A status, right?
yeah.
Whereas many of these people that married for love is like, I still love you, but
I manage
I'm
you and then you
tired.
did, yeah, true.
I'm tired. And to me, I feel like why did we not step out, because maybe societal issues, eh, or maybe because them too, they're also enduring. So rich is enduring, love is enduring. So we're
What
all
is
enduring.
enjoy?
So you know,
Because
if we're all going to endure, is there any point?
because
Is there
there are
any
these
point?
poor people, they are enduring, because what will people say if I leave my marriage,
Yeah,
if I divorce? So I think that's why I personally think it is what you can take and what your
fair.
priority is. And
Yeah,
as
yeah,
if he said, priorities change every time. If in the beginning this is
yeah.
what you started with, if things change, if the situation change is the only constant, if situations change and things
Mm-hmm.
change, your priorities might change. If children come in the mix, that
Yeah,
might change something. So every time there's a
exactly.
change. But personally, I feel
Mm.
that to for somebody to enter, and there's no love or even atom of like, Omo, ha,
Mm.
kudos to you, because this is somebody that if you're in it, no, it's true now. At least let there be something. At least like the person, because I can't stay in a room with somebody I don't like. I can't
Fair.
Mm.
live with somebody I don't like. It's not possible. Let's even not even carry it as far as love. I'm not going to sit down and be smiling with you if I don't like you. So there's
Mm.
no need for me to
Mm.
even get into a relationship, because my priorities was for me to was something else apart from the like
Money.
or love. You
Yeah.
understand? So at least let there be a degree of interest and like that is supposed to be love as it is, as in, because me, I'm not going to go
Yeah.
and be suffering, as in, I cannot ask for finance over the happiness and sanity of my
Yeah.
mind. Because, for example, I know somebody who okay, maybe there was, I don't even know what, I can't categorically say, but the husband is now rich. He is obviously rich. There is that money aspect, but this person is somebody that is going through a lot of depression, a lot of mental this thing, and also thinking to quit it,
Mm.
even with the money. As in, there's money enough to cushion it, and
Yeah.
this is money that the person has pounds, so it's not
Wow.
small money human being. You understand?
Forex.
But the money has become and has an expiry date, and this person did not marry this person for money.
Exactly.
The money has had an
Oh,
expiry date
okay.
because there is a level of there are so many things the man has done, and there's so much she has gone through that
Resentment.
is not worth it anymore. So it's better to
Yeah.
just X and just move out. So I
But does she
believe,
need the guy's money?
I think she does, because she doesn't have any work that she's doing.
Okay, wow. Okay.
Exactly, and she has children. So she needs it. So for you to reach a state where you had to be going to hospital because you've had a mental breakdown,
Wow.
is a case now we are
Yeah.
wondering, this money self, how did it help her situation? Do you get? And a lot of people would tell her that, are you
Yeah.
crazy? Why would you live such a cushy life? But
Dollar.
then, you know, but then she is seeing things differently. So as we have said, priorities change. One minute you think that the money can help
Mm.
your situation, then the next minute you realize that the
Exactly.
love or the money or everything has disappeared. And now what is keeping us
Yeah.
most times self is friendship, in the sense that, I cannot do with the person. I've gotten used to the person so much that the person is
Yeah.
my G, more than even, oh, you're doing me this one every time. Because there are sometimes that,
Butterflies.
like, there are sometimes in the adversities, this kind of thing, you and your guy, who is your husband, will say, guy, what are we going to do? Let's sit down and be honest with ourselves. Because a lot of people enter marriages, they are not even friends. They can't even share things with their wife. And like as you said, there's that
Mm.
emotional lack of emotion from a man that, oh, I am just expected to be this and do this, and then you can't even open up and say, this is the
Yeah.
situation. No. So I feel there's so much. There's the friendship aspect. Me, I think that one is very, very strong, because
Yeah.
I'm not your
It's
friend.
Actually,
important. Even as I was saying that everything has a beginning and an end. Even in marriages and relationships, if somebody cheats or whatever, we grow resentful. It is if two people can't work together to, because as much as love can die, you can actually start over and basically
Yes.
build that love from the
yeah.
beginning. So it's the two people need to kind of be on the same page. But then if one person is somewhere else, then that's where it's kind of hard, sure.
So I
Mm,
wanted to go a different direction with the parents. So please remind me to come back there. But I wanted to interrogate something that you both said that got me concerned, right? What you want in your 20s is not what you want in your 30s, and maybe not what you want in your 40s.
Mm.
And I think
mm,
Yeah.
that is a fact.
yep.
But
Mm.
how do we, like, yes, change is constant, but I get a bit concerned in the sense that if I marry in my 20s and what I want in my 20s is, I don't know, a hot guy, right,
Mm.
for lack of a better word, and now I'm 30 and I want something different, do I just change the man then? Like, there has to be things that that
That's
uh
staples.
yeah, that transcend those kind of life. And
Yeah.
maybe that's where, maybe as you were saying, Eka, is where friendship and love comes in, because I think that, as
Yeah.
friends, and if we love each other, or maybe with I think respect is a key one that people
Yes.
also you know
Yes.
is, and maybe also commitment too, is that, okay, I'm committed to you, so I may not like the fact that maybe in your 40s you want to wear bomb shorts, right?
Mm.
But if I take a step back and say, okay, this is important to you for some
To
reason,
you, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And does this really, like, am I mad because it impacts me, or am I mad because of what people will say? Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm.
That maturity to, like, understand. Because to me, the idea, because there has to be some staples there, right? It cannot be that, oh well, now
Definitely.
because as we've all said, who we were at 20 is not who we are today, right? So
Yeah.
if we just divorce the guy now, say, okay, I'm looking for a guy that suits my thesis. Like there has to
Yeah.
be some transient, qualities that I feel like, and maybe to me, I've said friendship, love, but to me, I think it's that commitment that every day I wake up to try. You get what I'm saying? Because love sometimes seem, or maybe what is popularly called love is that whole giddy butterfly kind of a feeling. But I
But
think
Yeah.
real
what to me
love
real love
has
is that
commitment.
commitment
Yeah.
to try,
And
like
understanding
that. I
also.
don't like you today, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse to go and cheat on you. You get what I'm
Mm,
saying?
mm,
I don't like you today. I'm not speaking to you for the next 1 week, but after 1 week, let's figure out how we both move, because we have to move forward in a happy,
manner.
way. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like that discipline to come every day and try. To me, I think is maybe what,
Yeah.
whether you're in your 20s, 30s, you have to still now. Let me say this: if maybe you discover in your 40s that you are gay, then what
That's
on
a
a
big
different,
one.
That's a
that's a
different
big one.
tangent. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one. So we may have to, try
That's
other
another topic.
means.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey.
But we basically just
As
maybe
in,
like, but I think that someone that has principles to me, like, doesn't you know lie in the sense of like, manipulate or whatever. I think
Mm,
those principles are early to the,
yeah,
like, those principles stay. Do you get what I'm
mm.
saying?
definitely.
Yeah, those don't, to me, those don't really change. You're just
It
maybe,
doesn't go
yeah,
away.
it doesn't go away to me, in my opinion.
I, I
Yeah,
think that's why I'm still going back to the point. And I believe and I advise and I believe that it is in your 20s that you will know this. And
yeah,
even sometimes going like mostly in your 20s. Know thyself. Know what you can take or not. Know yourself so
mm,
much that that is what you will portray. So that a stupid human being will not come and then you fall blind in love or in giddy love and then forget I don't know how to put it. Is this kind of in your 20s is time to experiment. In 20s is when from like 18 to like in being in 20s is when there's that
Yeah.
experimentation phase of even knowing what you can, how far you can go, what you can take. Most times if you go to a higher institution in universities when you realize that even to the point where I was pushed to the wall, for example, as Olori was saying, you know in your head that you dare not go and maybe do some certain things because you
yeah,
have those principles instilled. So at least you will know yourself and you know the kind of person that you would or the kind of men that you would look for. So at least there's that base for you. So you will I like even whether in your 20s or in your 30s or even in your 40s, you would have never
Mm.
been attracted to a drug lord. It
mm,
will not work
Exactly.
because
yeah,
That's what I
you
wanted to
have
say.
those base principles that it
Yeah.
doesn't just work with you, or you will not be attracted to somebody who carries a gun and shoots another person and doesn't see it as a problem. So at
mhm,
least that eliminates a good number of men from your life, so you will now know what you're looking for. So I believe even as time goes on, except you just have a radical change and you become bad and maybe it was inside you since we did not know, you will not be
Good
married.
girl
You
gone
will
bad.
not be, yeah, as in good girl gone really bad that you will now obviously suddenly just like murderers or something like that. All I'm saying is that for me personally, in my 20s, I realized that the one I was looking at, that I realized that I liked a good guy that has a bit of a bad. I didn't know that, but I wanted to experience the world, So you don't realize that, but then later you realize that you just
Coconut
wanted it.
sense.
You just wanted that in the surface. You did not want that for long term.
yeah.
And how bad did you want the bad to be? That was when I now started questioning it. So I now
And
discovered that
also
later.
defining what bad is too. I think we just want a
Exactly.
confident man. That's
Yeah.
basically what we want, not
Yes, not a
a
bad, because
Yeah.
what is bad for A is not bad for B, and what is
yeah.
really bad. And a lot
Hmm.
of times, especially coming from Nigeria, there are some things that they say were bad that I've come to realize they are not actually that bad. It's just it's normal life, but then is that people see it bad. I personally think that we should just know ourselves and we should be true to ourselves and not be moved by physical attraction too much, because that one too is another problem that is to cause wahala in life.
True.
You'll be looking at packs and
True.
abs and all those things and forget the main point.
But let's not downplay that though. If you like packs and abs, then by
No,
all
if you
means. But
like,
I
oh,
think
me,
what
I
we're
like abs
saying,
and it had to come,
It's not
but
sustainable. No,
but it's
it's not
not. But how
sustainable.
fair,
sustainable is it? That's the thing. It's
fair.
just watered things. All the people that liked women, all the men self that like women with this thing, it sustainable.
But
We were
but I,
like
but I would
figure
also
eight.
say that. But I would also say though that when we say something isn't sustainable, you have to come into it on your own. So for example, let's say a guy is physically unattractive to you, right?
Mm,
But he checks
Mm.
all your other boxes. He has money.
yes.
He's considerate. He's respectful. He treats you like a princess,
Mm.
right? If you now do the thing where I think sometimes they tell like it's almost the opposite extreme, and he has all these other qualities. Now, if you don't, I mean,
Mm.
is it finest that you would shop? I think what
Mm,
then happens is that
Yeah.
it starts to come into the marriage that you're not proud of him, and that shows up in different ways
Yeah.
yes.
in the
Exactly.
marriage. So for me, is if you've not come to that realization, way that looks are fleeting, please don't go and frustrate
Mm.
somebody's son.
Yeah.
Don't go, please,
Yeah, don't
because
go
that
Yeah.
until you
you
get
start.
there.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and that is why you
Yeah.
see a lot of men suddenly insulting their wives. But then she was a good homemaker. She was this. That is what you were seeing. Then suddenly,
Right.
when you enter the marriage, you then realize that she's not your type. Hello.
Exactly. Thank you.
Why
Thank
didn't
you.
you go for
Yeah.
your type in the first place? Do you
Exactly.
get what I'm
Or
saying?
you marry
Yeah.
SU and you're hoping
And
for
you
for Nicki Minaj.
for a
No.
BJ. You
Yeah.
cannot be
Because
asking that of her.
yeah, because in her mind, that's probably a sin to her. You get what I'm
Yes,
saying? So please come to your
Yeah.
own knowing of what is not a
you
big deal to
want.
you. Don't go on.
Yes.
They say that this is what
Yeah.
a wife material looks like. They say this
Mm,
is what husband. Come to your own. Like again, even all this is fleeting, sister. If you've not really realized that yet, please don't frustrate somebody's son. Look for a fine
that
guy. No,
is
it's true. It's
that
true.
that that is why you see some relationships where it's not conventional. And when I say or some marriages that are not conventional, when I say not conventional, is
Mm.
that both husband and wife are okay with themselves, in the sense that
Mm.
I know a husband and wife who are, they are okay with themselves. The wife doesn't know how to cook, or she even knows how to cook, but she hates the kitchen. And the husband is good with
Mm.
it. He's okay with it. If he doesn't cook, they will order, but they are happy. How many years have
Yeah.
they been in marriage? They are happy with themselves. What I'm saying is that a lot of times people use external, whether
Yeah.
it's books or whether it's movies
Yeah.
or
To
whether it's
judge
Bridgerton,
them.
to judge what
Mm.
they actually want.
Yeah.
If you like a
Yeah.
man that has dreadlocks, that has tattoo, move with that one,
Mm.
because one
Yes.
day, suddenly, in the middle of the marriage, your husband will not look attractive, that is clean and cut. But you did not marry the
Mm.
tattoo boyfriend that you had because your parents were
Thank
believing
you.
that they are rugged, rough people. But maybe he wasn't rough, he just likes body art. So a lot of times there's so much conception of what should be that causes problem. And that is why people
Mm.
enter marriages like that Bridgerton now. That is why a lot of them are going with the men that are, how many men are 100% safe? Those ones. The men, see
Yeah.
how many women were there. That is why seasons. There's some people will not find the husband because they are busy looking for the perfect one. That
Can
for
I
the society, oh, not even for them.
can I just segue because I don't know, we may not have the time for it, but let me just segue into something quickly. Parents. I know
Hmm.
parents get a lot of flack for using marriage as business deal,
Hmm.
business
Mm.
transaction. But I think one
Yeah.
thing that I think was important that came out in this Bridgerton for me is that you are enjoying the benefits of somebody else's business marriage, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Right? The whole like name of the Bridgerton, right? The like or like or the Bridgerton versus the Featheringtons, right?
Hmm.
Somebody has done a business marriage or a union that is um accepted by society as a power union.
Couple,
Do you get
yes.
what I'm saying? And your children will benefit from the fact that, oh, that the father is not broke. Even after the Bridgerton guy has died, the family is still
Big.
continuing year on. When Daddy Featherington died, we don't know
They lost all their house.
yeah, exactly. So to me, I think that even in the north, for example, Dangote marrying Dandata, right, right, not a random person. So to me, like, are parents really bad? Because as they say in Britain, your sisters, do you get what I'm saying? Even your own children will benefit from the power unions that were created in this thing. So are you a bit selfish for turning your nose up at this whole business marriage thing, if that makes sense?
It depends on the suitor or the person that you're turning your nose down on.
Okay.
Because if they say you have to marry as maybe Dan Tata, you have to marry Dangote, the person, the husband that they are bringing before you, is it that somebody that you will manage because of business? Is it selfish to say you don't want? Because I've seen movies, and I believe it happens in real life where they will just say this person is the rich son of this thing, marry, marry, marry. The person is a drug addict. You will now start suffering in your house because you wanted your family to continue the name.
Right.
So who is selfish here? Is it the parents or is it the person? That's my question, because it
It's the
depends on
parent
the
too.
suitor. Yes, it depends on the suitor, because sometimes people tell people to marry somebody, and obviously the mother can see clearly, or the parents of the girl can see clearly that this guy is evil. He will beat you. He will
Or
be
your child.
useless, or he'll beat your child. Sorry, but you still force them to marry just because it's society wedding. To what end?
Wait.
So
I
that
think
your child will
we're
suffer.
painting this too bad. Let's take out the beating, Kiniko. Meaning
Okay,
Dangote and
now
Tata are not beating themselves, please. Let's
how do
put it
we
aside.
know?
Now, I'm just saying, like, it's basically like you don't love the, maybe you don't have like a uni boyfriend, right? That you
Mm,
were in love with or whatever, but he
yeah.
doesn't have the right surname, right?
Hmm.
And so they have to marry you off to this richer person. To me, again, I ask again, your mother probably sacrificed her own uni boyfriend. Now you are going to school in the
Exactly,
UK,
for your dad.
and you're not flying private jets, Gucci today, Fendi tomorrow.
Hmm.
There is not your own tone. You're not saying that where is Ahmed in uni that I want to to go for. So I ask again, are you being a bit um selfish, or even in the case where, like, maybe you marry someone that your community um considers to be an outcast, maybe, like, let me say, even in the Igbo culture, for example, the whole Osu outcast thing,
Mm.
right? You now marry an Osu person, and let's assume that there are no real impacts of marrying an Osu, please, like, you know so you marry the Osu person, you're happy, you're in love, but now your entire family is now tainted with this whole idea that you're now an Osu mixed family. Are you being selfish? Because now your own sister will not be suffering.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to be selfish now with things like
Okay.
love, even
That's
money
what.
self. Like, for you to be
Okay.
rich, like, you have to be selfish. For you to
Okay.
it's true now. For you to have to experience love sometimes, like,
You have to
you need
be
to do what's
selfish.
good for you. As long as you're able to deal with whatever happens, even if it
Mm.
affects people around you, unfortunately, like, if you're okay with yourself, then everybody needs to sort themselves out, because this is my
You're the
happiness.
one that is entering inside, though. It's
Because
not
I mean,
anybody
a lot of
else.
people in yeah, and unfortunately, a lot of very rich people, they're in very unhappy marriages, even with the money.
Mm.
That's just a sad thing. So it's like, I'm not even a fan of all that marrying for
But given a
political
chance,
or
would they
for.
have chosen to cry in a Bentley or in a keke? That's the other
Some of
angle.
them would have if they had the choice. Some of
Okay.
them would have, like, but and then again, it's not even crying in kekesha, because it's not. I mean, it's not like
Okay.
poverty.
Camry.
It's just like middle
Camry.
class.
Camry. Camry. Oh, it's
Every
model.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly, because a lot of these rich kids, how many of them are hardworking? Tomorrow, if AMCON comes, here we're broke again. For all
Wow.
this family
Exactly.
name killing,
That was a triple
just be
Exactly.
with
shake.
somebody that has, yeah, just be with
That
somebody.
ticks,
If
yeah,
you love
somebody that
someone,
ticks most of your boxes at least. Don't
exactly,
go
most of
and
your
just
boxes.
sit
Because
down.
me, I think,
Yeah.
yeah, as much as we like, I mean, as much as me, I like fine boys, whatever. Like, you need to have sense and you need to be hardworking. Because the finances, I'm not going to eat your finance. Like, that finance is once in a while. I mean, I'm feeling mad, but you need to have sense, and then you need to be. It's true. You need to have sense. You need to be hardworking. You get even now. Like, that's what I was saying. Something about change. When I was younger, it's weird, but there was a certain type of guy I wouldn't date. I couldn't find. It's weird. I couldn't find, like, overweight men attractive. But now that I'm older, like I think it was an insecurity back then. So now it's like,
wait, repeat that.
True. Now that
Repeat that. So you couldn't
I
date
didn't find
thin men?
Yeah, I wouldn't date like a man who was not very fine or who was overweight. Like, even he didn't even have to be obese, but if he had like,
Chubby,
like if he was chubby, I wouldn't find him attractive. Yeah, if he was chubby. But then like towards my, like when I was getting, like as I became more confident in myself and I, started picking up, I realized that was an
insecurity. No. See, me, I just believe.
I'm still confused. So sorry.
So
dating, yeah.
And I was projecting. So it was like, So like I couldn't, like before, I didn't find, like if somebody was basically if you were not perfect, if you were not good looking and everything, like I couldn't understand
abs that. And all that.
Exactly. So like now it's like, I mean, I still like fine boys, but I don't mind if the person is like, as long as you're not dirty or I don't know if that makes sense. But then I think it was just my own insecurity. Yeah, it's just like how somebody would say I can't date short guys. I mean, well, to be honest, I don't think I would date a short guy, but I don't know, Shabo. But yeah, like I've changed. Like I'm not as superficial because it's like at the end of the day, does the person have sense? As is the person like into? Because I've had conversations with people that normally I won't find attractive, but when you talk to the person, it's just like wow. Like there's something, so it's like I could fall in love with someone like that, even if he's not fine. I feel like it would change because I know why I love you. It's not because you're like, there's a reason we love who we love. It might be because the person is fine or the person has, is smart, the person has money. So you need to know why you chose to love that person. And as long as, but things like fineness is fickle because tomorrow accident. I know somebody there was someone I used to have a crush on. The guy was stupid. He went and drank and had an accident. He came back and I couldn't recognize him and the likeness went. So I'm like, that thing, it showed me that, fineness is not, I mean, tomorrow the person is not fine. What happens?
It's not sustainable at all.
Right.
Exactly.
It's not. And I just believe that, like going back to the point, I personally just still believe that at that time, sorry to be the advocate for love, at that time when somebody's face changes, body changes, at least you will remember, apart from the love, you remember the kind of talk the way person was talking, how the person respected you, how the person makes you laugh. At least that will help because
it makes you feel.
Yes, because for a female, for example, going through change of having a child and then changing body wise. You understand? Hormones or this thing that somebody will just be there, or even the man, as you said, somebody having an accident. There has to be something else that made you interested in the person in the first place that will keep you there. Because if that doesn't, because marriage is for life and you people met yourself as adults, not as children that you grow up together. So
are we sure it's for life?
Well, it's for long partnership. So for my own that there has to be a certain thing that will make you say, okay, if I am an adult, I can make decisions now. It's not like I was born into this family. I need to be able to at least tolerate, and not more than tolerate, the person that I am with. If not, what is the point of going into the union if you're going to be doing manage to the point where we're living at war? Because the people who suffer, the children, they will just learn that. They will think that is how to communicate with their spouse. They will think that that's how to and they will just continue duplicating it in future.
Also, another reason why I say people change is, I don't know how many minutes we have left, but I remember when I used to wonder why Bianca married Ojukwu, and then I heard so many things. Ojukwu is romantic, Kiniko. At that moment, Bianca was madly in love with Ojukwu, according to her. Then they asked her, like now that he's dead and her kids are older, they asked her, would you allow your child marry someone like that? And she said no. Like she has changed. When she was young and she was, this man was like the love of her life, but now she's older and it's like, okay, my child. So so things can change like that. Like you can fall in love with someone, he's not handsome, but they said he was romantic, he was very intelligent. So she said she fell in love with that. Like he always wanted her to be better, which I can understand why you would love someone like that, especially if the person treats you like an angel. But then now that she's older, she's like, I don't want my kid to marry. I don't care if she's in love with an older man, but I don't want her to be with someone like that. So people, that's why I say, like life happens in phases, so it just depends. But cliche, don't stray too far from the original
She should
format.
not say no to her child if her child brings somebody like Ojukwu.
Exactly.
Because she did the same thing. That's all I can say.
Exactly.
All I can say is please date very well in your 20s.
Yes, know what you want. So know
please,
yourself.
not Lori Harvey. Please, Lori Harvey is not a good example, I beg.
On that note,
don't even